Button. Yes. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our online vision board party. Today, Saturday, 30th December 2017, and we are about to create what we want for 2018. Now, before we go into the creation proper, I need to share a few things with you. So I've done my notes. So I will be reading out to you from my notes. So please pay attention. Right. So let me share my how would I put this? How did I come about this? You know, why, Shayo, how did you find out that you can create your future by visualizing, right? How did you find it? What happened? Right. So this was back in 2006. I joined a network marketing company. At the time, I didn't know that it was a network marketing company. I was just looking for something to do from home. So I was at work and I was doing really well in my corporate job at the time. I was into project management. I was working on contracts. So, 6-month contract, 9-month contract, and we were getting paid daily. As a contractor, we were earning, my first role was £150 a day. By the time I left the industry, I was on 400 a day. So the money was great in terms, the income was awesome. But I did not have time to spend with my family. At the time, I was newly married. I had a young child. And I remember sitting at my desk in 2006 at my job. And I remember exactly where it was. And I thought to myself, there has to be another way to make money. There has to be something I can do from home to make money. And believe you me, I went on Google, dear old brother Google, and I searched there, work from home. And I came across a lot of opportunities. One of them, I clicked on it. I didn't know what it was. It was joining a network marketing company, which I joined. I paid whatever I paid. And somebody called me I don't even remember the name of this person. This person called me to welcome me to their team and told me how to go through the getting started training. So this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And as part of that getting started training, I needed to do a visualization. I needed to write what I wanted my life to look like in 5 years' time. And I was told to write it as if I was already living it. Write it in the present tense. I didn't understand what it was. This was 2006, guys. So they told us to go into a quiet place, give yourself some time, 30 minutes, 1 hour, however long you need. Quiet place, no distractions, nothing. Sit down and write the things you want for your future. And so I did. So I broke mine down into different categories. I talked about my marriage at the time. I talked about my children, what I wanted for my children. I had a vision for my dream home. I had, what I wanted for my health. I had what I wanted for, in terms of finances. And I broke it all down into different segments. And I sat down and I wrote. I didn't really do well in that company because I actually didn't know what I was doing, right? But 2010, 4 years after, I joined another company. And in 9 months, I'd earned 6 figures. And I didn't understand it. I just attributed it to the fact that, I joined at the right time. The product was great. I was excited. I told everybody I worked hard. That's why it happened, right? But in 2015, I had an aha moment. 2015, after, I'd been in the industry for much longer and I had started learning from mentors, from leaders. And that was when I started hearing your vision board, creating your vision board. I was like, what was that? It was then that I was able to put 2 and 2 together and realize that what created the success I achieved in 2010 was what I had done in 2006 without knowing it. I created my future. It manifested 4 years later. I didn't know that was what I had done. Since then, I made it compulsory that at the end of every year, I had to create a vision board that would mirror what I wanted to achieve in the new year. Something to drive me, something to help me focus, something to help me create what I wanted. That's how I got involved with all of this. Okay, so that is my story. Now listen to this, guys. What you think, you create. And many of us here that are probably Christians, you've heard it said, as a man thinketh, so is he. It's in the Bible. As a man thinketh, so is he. Many of us say it over and over. We probably don't understand it. But what you think is who you become. What you think is who you become. So if you are a kind of person that constantly thinks negatively, oh, the economy is bad. Oh, we have a president that doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, my job is just rubbish. Oh, my boss doesn't like me. Oh, I'm probably never going to get promoted. Oh, you do realize that that is what you will create. If you constantly think that way, that is what you will create. Equally, if you think that, my goodness, everybody out there today is going to favor me. Everybody I talk to today is going to go out of their way to make sure I have a good day. Everybody I meet today will give me something positive that would help me through my day. If you think that way, that is what will happen to you. Because whatever you think, you create. Whatever you feel, you attract. Now, this is important. Whatever you feel, you attract. Whatever you feel, you attract. Whatever you feel, you attract. You know, I'm sure you've heard people say, when you have some negative emotions, when you feel some negative emotions, you could fall sick. Bitterness, anger, strife, it actually causes physical sickness. Because whatever you feel, you attract. That is true. And I'm going to share the science behind it with you in a minute. What you imagine, you create. Sorry, you become. What you imagine, you become. What you imagine, you become. If you can imagine it, you can become it. If you can think it, if you can feel it, it can become your reality. Let's talk about the law of attraction very, very briefly. I'm sure you've all heard about the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? Basically, what it means is by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, a person brings positive or negative experiences into their life. That is what the law of attraction is. By focusing on positive or negative, you bring positive or negative into your life. So it means that you can actually determine the kind of experiences you have. My God, you are in control. You are in control. You can determine the kind of experiences that you have in your lifetime. Why? It's what you think. It's what you focus on. It's what you feel. It's what you imagine. So if we pay closer attention to all these things that many of us do not pay attention to at all, many of us just wake up and just go through our day. You know, now listen to this. Have you heard this? Or maybe you say this. Somebody says to you, hey, Lisa, how you doing? How are you? Good morning. How you doing today? I hear a lot of people say, not bad. Not bad. I'm okay. What? Not bad. Really? That's why I don't know if you've received messages from me. I intentionally say, when people ask me, Shaya, how are you? I'm incredible. That's what I say every time. I'm incredible. Why? I may not feel incredible, but I am creating it. When I say it has to happen. How are you today? I'm great. How are you doing? I'm incredible. When I was going through divorce, I am incredible. I am great. I will not allow anything create my life. apart from what I want. So pay attention to very little things. How are you feeling? Not bad. What? You are doing more than not bad. The fact that you are breathing, the fact that you are awake, the fact that you have another shot at this thing called life, you are better than most. Did you know some people went to bed and didn't wake up? Not that they didn't want to, it just didn't happen. But you woke up. You have another chance at this thing called life. So make the most of it. How are you doing? I am better than I was yesterday. How are you doing? I am incredible. You know, I have an ex-business partner of mine. He used to say, when they ask him, well, how are you today? He used to say, best day of my life. If you ask him tomorrow, how are you today? Best day of my life. Every single day, best day of his life. Do you think he will always have good days? Most likely. Every day will not be good. Every day will not be perfect. But he would have better than most because he creates it intentionally. Okay? So as a man thinketh, so is he. Let me talk about something that we now need to add to that law of attraction. So I'm seeing some chat messages here. Let me just check. Okay, that's it. Everybody's good. Right, so I found out about the law of attraction. I've shared that with us here. You understand what it is now. But then when was it? 2016, I think it was 2016. Somebody said to me, Shayo, so we were chatting. And I said, you know what? I don't understand all this vibrational energy, vibration, this what's that? He said to me, Shayo, go get this book called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. And I'm going to encourage everybody, please go get that book. Buy the Kindle version if you have to. I have the Kindle version. I've read it 3 times now. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my dear sister Anita, powerhouse woman. Welcome. Good to see you. So that book is called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. So he told me, Sasha, go get that book. So I ordered it and I started reading it. And I had so many aha moments because for the first time, another element was introduced to this law of attraction thing that made the difference. And guys, I practiced what this person taught me in 2016. And I tell you, I created things to the point that I got scared. I got scared because before I had a thought about something, I'm thinking it and it's happening. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to be that powerful, right? But you can absolutely create what you want. So the book is called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. Let me just type it out. Excuse me, your life is waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. That's it. So that's the book. You can get a Kindle version and you can have it on your tablet or you know, whatever it is, so you can read it regularly. Right. So what did I say in that book? I'll tell you. That book for the first time put a link between your feelings and what you create. And for the first time, I realized that it's your feeling that creates. It's your feeling that creates. It's your feeling that creates. And that is why you hear some leaders in different sectors, not necessarily network marketing or other industries, where they physically go to their dreams or their goals and they bottle the feeling that gives them. Let me give you an example. I heard, what's this guy's name? Halton Boggs. Halton Bugs is a multi-millionaire in our industry. He started Organo Gold, which is a coffee. He didn't start it, but he was one of the top people in Organo Gold. But I heard an interview, I listened to an interview he did some years ago. Halton, for years, listen to this. You see, when people, the wealthy, right, they do things that the normal people term crazy. The wealthy people, when you get close to them, you are going to think they are crazy because the things they do are not normal. And I'll give you an example. Halton Bugs used to take a jar. This is my candle thingy that I use here. But let's assume this is a jar that had a lid. Halton Bugs will go to the showroom, the dealership, right, of his dream car, where he saw his dream car. And he will ask to test drive or sit inside the car. Guys, he will take the jar, the empty jar, and scoop up air and cover it. If anybody did that around you, wouldn't you think this person is crazy? He would go there and scoop up air in the car and cover it. His dream car. Go there, sit in the car, scoop up air and cover it. And he did it for years. And as he was building his businesses, whenever he felt low and he had those thoughts that maybe I'm not going to make it, maybe this millionaire thing is not going to happen, maybe I'm not cut out to do it, what's he going to do? He opens the jar and sniffs it a bit and closes it. He smells that car again. And that fires him up and says, I'm going to drive that car. I will drive that car. He takes his jar, opens it, sniffs it, and covers it again. I'm like, what? You are crazy. And he did that for years. For those who know Halton Bugs, you know he's a mega millionaire right now. But he created it. Feelings is what makes the difference. For you to create what you want, you have to create the feeling. If you can create the feeling, you can create it. Who? If you can create the feeling, you can create it. I'm talking some powerful stuff that even scares me, but it is the truth. If you can create the feeling, you can create what you want. So, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are the things you desire? I'm going to share mine publicly and openly here. When I do my vision board, you will see. But for me, one of my number one desire right now is to be in a loving relationship. A loving relationship where I am loved and I love in return. That is my number one. It's like there for me. So I have a picture of a couple that represent that for me, right? I don't know too much about them, but just looking at this picture tells me, oh my goodness, I'm seeing a man who loves his girl, who is holding her, who is supporting her, who is standing behind her. I got you, girl. That is what this is telling me. I got you, babe. And so that is what this means to me. So when I'm looking at this, I can create the feeling that I want from this. So I can sit back with the light off and imagine and go away to dreamland and imagine this tall, dark, handsome guy who is absolutely gorgeous, looks great, who loves me relentlessly, who adores me, who supports me in everything I do, who is there to in the times when I'm weak, he's there to strengthen me, who is not intimidated by my strength or by my passions or my desires, who is there to support me in my purpose walk. I can imagine who this person is. I can create that feeling of love towards this person. When I can create that feeling, that person will manifest. Truth. That is the truth. This person will walk towards me one day. But the more I create it, the quicker it's going to happen. Because I'm making it. Do you understand this? So let me give you some scary things that happened to me in 2016. So somebody told me about that book that I said, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. So I read it and I understood the power of feelings. And 2016 May was when I decided to walk away from my marriage. And for those who know my story, I was in a terribly abusive marriage for 13 years. No love, nothing. So I was love starved, right? I have so much love to give, but I couldn't, I gave it was thrown back in my face, right? For years. And so 2006, I was like, I just want to love somebody. So I understood this, and there was a guy that I really liked, and he kind of had everything I wanted, right? So I had understood this power of feeling, right? My people, I would sit down and imagine and just think about this guy. I kid you not. Within minutes, this guy would send me a message. It happened uncountable times. Within minutes, he would send me a message. I got scared. I was like, Shayo, you can't have this much power. How was it happening? I think about him. I'm like, oh, I wish this guy would call me. I wish he would send me a message. Oh, I wonder what he's doing right now. I don't know if he's awake or not. And he will send me a message within minutes. I'm like, huh? Is this how this works? Yes, it is. When you have a feeling, or you can create the feeling, you can create what you want. So now we've established what that feeling part is. So let's go to I'm going to talk about the science behind this, right? I'm going to talk about the science. And now, before I talk about the science, let me talk about a few more things that I jotted down. You see, your hand cannot hold what your eyes cannot see. Muhammad Ali said that. Your hand can't hold what your eyes can see. Oh, Katie, I've just seen your message. Thank you so much. Lorraine, I'm happy you are getting a lot of nuggets from this. Awesome. Your hands cannot hold what your eyes cannot see. That is the power of a vision board, because when you see it, it's constantly speaking to you. That is why it is important that you are using images that have a meaning for you or to you. It's not just about cutting out pictures. What does it mean to you? Looking at those pictures or images, what are the feelings you can create just by looking at them? Yeah? So your hand cannot hold what your eyes cannot see. Listen, you will never get where you're going until you can see yourself there first. You will never get to where you are going until you can see yourself there first. Are you paying attention to this? See until you can see. The first thing I read was what Muhammad Ali said. Your hand cannot hold it, or your hands cannot hold what your eyes cannot see. See, vision, right? You will never get where you're going until you can see yourself there first. You were sharing examples of a girl and yeah! Oh my goodness, this 2018 is going to be crazy. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Boom, boom. Right. Vision separates the leaders from the followers. Boom. If you want to be a leader, you have to be a man or woman of vision. You have to be. There's no other way to do it. You have to be a man or woman of vision. The ability to visualize the future. Let me say that again. The ability to visualize the future life you want in a clear, understandable way is the key to success. The ability to visualize the future life you want in a clear, understandable way is the key to success. When you create your vision board, regardless of which of life's aspects you're focusing on, be sure to look for images and words that make you feel the way you imagine you will feel when you achieve your goal. Create that feeling. It's not about what you want to have, it's about how you want to feel. You've got to learn how to feel. And that is why the last thing we're going to be doing today is writing something called My Perfect Day. And you will write your future in perfect sense. in perfect tense. Sorry, did I say in present tense, right? As if you are already living it with the feelings that come with it. And I'll give you an example so you understand, right? But moving on. So let's now talk about the science behind all of this. Let's talk about the science behind all of this. So there is something called the reticular activating system, RAS. You may want to write it down and read up on it yourself. The reticular activating system, RAS. This is science now. Now we've transposed into a science class. This is science. The reticular activating system. Listen to this. If you want it, you can get it. That's how we've been created. Ermelinda, are you with us? Because I'm seeing you look frozen on the screen. Are you still with us, Ermelinda? Maybe you want to type something in the chat. Are you with us? You look frozen. Anyways. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going. Right. So the reticular activating system, also known as RAS. What is it? What does it mean, Shai? What's that? That sounds like some jargon thing. Yes, it is. A bundle of nerves. Listen to me. Listen. The RAS, or the reticular activating system, is a bundle of nerves at our brain stem that filters out unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through. That is the reticular activating system. We all have it. It's in your brain. It's a bundle of nerves at our brain stem that filters out unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through. The reason you learn a word and start hearing it everywhere, that is the RAS at work. Has it ever happened to you? You learn something new and suddenly everybody's saying it. You're like, where have you guys, why, have you seen this happen to you? Right? Yes, no? Yes? Unmute yourself and talk to me. Yes? Has it happened to you? You learn something new and you see it everywhere.
Or see something new.
So you see
yes.
Yes, you see it.
When
yes.
I saw my RAV4, it's only RAV4 was seen everywhere.
I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
When I bought my new car,
yeah,
everybody seemed to have it. I have never seen it before until I bought it, and everybody seems to have it.
Fabulous. That is what happens. And that is your RAS at work. Sorry?
See, I'm just thinking that I need a car with more heated seats. And I want a Lexus. I want a 2017 Lexus. I'm just seeing that now.
That is your
somebody very
that is your RAS already working. That's it working for you. All right, let's continue. Let me I'll mute out. Yeah. Okay, so that is what happens when you think about something and suddenly it's all around you. That is your RAS. You see, your RAS takes what you focus on and creates a filter for it. It then sifts through the data and presents only the pieces that are important to you. Now, all of this happens without you noticing, of course, right? The RAS programs itself to work in your favor without you actively doing anything. Wow. In the same way, the RAS seeks information. Now, this is powerful. The RAS seeks information that validates your belief. The RAS seeks information that validates your beliefs. It filters the world through the parameters you give it. And your beliefs shape those parameters. Did you hear that? Let me start again. Your RAS, your reticular activating system, it takes what you focus on. So I'm already thinking, like Bridget said, she wants a car with heated seats. So she's thinking Lexus. She's thinking it. It's in her subconscious. She's thinking it. The RAS takes that, what she's focusing on, and then creates a filter for it, right? It then sifts through all the data around it, everything she sees around the world, then sifts through it and only presents information that helps her achieve that dream. And that is why she can only see Lexus around. because her RAS is making it possible for her to create that dream, right? All of this happens without you noticing. So the RAS programs itself to work in your favor without you actively doing anything. In the same way, the RAS seeks information that validates your beliefs. Whatever you believe, you can create. Whatever you believe, you can create. So be it unto you according to your beliefs. So be it. Whatever you believe will happen to you. Whatever you focus on, you will get. Whatever you will get, because your RAS is designed to help you, give you what you believe in. It filters the world through the parameters you give it. So you give your RAS the parameters to use by the things you focus on. So if you're focusing on negative things, you are equipping your RAS with the parameters, the negative things. And then the RAS creates the filters of those negative things and then helps you attract it. That is all you see. And that is what negative things, that's why negative things will happen, because that's all you see. It starts from what you focus on. What are your beliefs? Because those are the things that power your RAS. Those are the things that gives your RAS the parameters to help you. If you think you are bad at giving speeches, you probably will be. If you think you are bad at giving speeches, you probably will be. If you believe you work efficiently, you most likely do. The RAS helps you see what you want to see, and in doing so, influences your actions. The RAS helps you see what you want to see. In doing so, influences your actions. You see, you can train your RAS by taking your subconscious thoughts and marrying them to your conscious thoughts. This is called intent. When you take your subconscious thoughts and marry them with your conscious thoughts, it's called intent. That's why you see people talk about, have you intended it? Have you intended it? What are your intentions? You take your subconscious, you marry it with your conscious thoughts. That is your intent. Now, how do you set your intent? It means that if you focus hard on your goals, your RAS will reveal the people, the information, and the opportunities that will help you achieve them. That is what the intention does. Right? I'm excited, guys. You can tell. Woo! 2018, I've got it. I've got it. So you can train your RAS. I'm going to go over that again. You can train your RAS by taking your subconscious thoughts and marrying it with your conscious thoughts. The way you do that is by setting intentions. And what do you mean by setting intentions? Basically, what you mean by setting intentions is that if you focus hard on your goals, focus, sight, think about it, look at it, think about it, focus on it. It's the only thing you see, only thing you hear. If you focus hard on your goals, your reticular activating system will reveal the people, the information, and opportunities that will help you achieve them. That is the science behind all of this. Do you get it? You get it? Are you excited? My goodness, it's going to be an amazing year. Woo! Now we know what to do. Now remember though that we live, you see, if it was easy, everything I talked about, if it was really easy to do it, don't you think we all will be living it? But you see, there's so many things around us that distract us. Everything around us is negative. Every single thing is negative. And that is why it's hard to create this. Because everything around us is telling us the contrary. And that is why you've got to be intentional. That word, intent again. You've got to be intentional about what you surround yourself with. The people around you, the people you listen to. Now, when I say to people I don't watch TV, they think I'm crazy. I don't watch TV, guys. I do watch movies because I like movies. So I do watch movies, but the movies I watch, I'm intentional about what I watch. Why should I listen to the news? It's all negative though. Because they're going to tell me they bombed this place, 50 people died here. You know, somebody said something to me back in 2011. He said he doesn't watch TV. Why? He said if it's important enough, he will, if it's about him, they will tell him, right? He's the one. He said if it's important enough and it's about him, then he will know, right? So if it doesn't have anything to do with him, why should he watch it? But do you know how many of us just have the TV on 24/7? And you may say to me, Shaya, I'm actually not sitting in front of it. I'm not really watching it. There are words coming out of that TV. There are words coming out. It's going in your subconscious. All those words coming out. It's going in your subconscious. You're feeling it. You're creating it. You know what happens when you see some bad news? You get sad, isn't it? You feel bad. You see, when you are in that state, what else can you create? Nothing. It's only sadness that you can create because that's where you are. You've got to be intentional about what you surround yourself by. You see, I am so intentional about what I see, even on Facebook, that I block people that share negative news. I unfriend them and block them. You know, there are some people that share gory images. So there's an accident. There's this. Why? Why do you think it's okay? I don't want to see it. Because it plays in my mind. I don't have the time to start thinking of, oh, so this happened 50. What am I going to do? What can I do? At this point, there's nothing I can do. But if I focus on my goals and I create the wealth that I need to create, then I can fix the problem that caused that issue in the first place. So you've got to be intentional about what you surround yourself with, about the people you allow to speak into your life. Your friends, your family members. You know, do you have people around you that when you share your dreams and goals with them, they say to you, my goodness, what? You want to do that? Go for it. I see you doing it. Are those the people you have around you? Or the people you say to them, you know what, in 2018, I'm going to earn 6 figures at what? What did you say? You're joking. Are those the people you have around you? You've got to change the people you have around you. My God. You have to change the people that you allow speak to you. It starts from there. Listen, if they are your family members, I do not care. If they are your friends since you were in kindergarten, it makes no difference. This is your future we're talking about. It's your life. If you do not create the life of your dreams, you are useless to them anyway. What are you going to... So if we are both poor, what's the point? So if you come, oh my goodness, if you come to me and say to me, Shayo, I've just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, God forbid. I've just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And we both sit down there and cry. And I do not have the money to pay for exclusive alternative therapy treatment for you. I send you to some place in America where they can put you outside of the views of everybody and just pump your body with fruits and vegetables and all the herbs that will cure you. If I cannot do that, why am I your friend? Do you get it? I have to live my dreams. I have to create the wealth to be useful to you. So if as my family member or as my close friend, we are not on the same wavelength, I'm sorry, we can't be friends. Not now. My family member, I'm sorry, I can't listen to you right now. And I did it. I did it. My family members, yeah. I didn't say to them I won't listen. I just didn't talk to them about my dreams. And this is there was one that happened to me very recently. Very, very recently. And I was saying to a family member that I've just made a transition into this new business. I believe this business is going to help me achieve my goals. You know, it's going to help me do this. And this family member just didn't believe it. And they actually said to me, "You're right. I've heard that before." That hurt me. My God. That hurt me. Went deep. I was close to tears. But you know what that did? I said to myself, Shia, you had better prove them wrong. That fueled me. And so in my first 3 weeks in business, and I earned the income I earned, this family member asked me, "So how much did you make in your first month?" And I said to the family member, you know what they said to me? "Now I'm beginning to believe you." And I just said, "Thank you." So I was saying, I do not care who they are. If we are not on the same wavelength, I'm sorry. You cannot speak over my life. You cannot be in my inner circle. I cannot talk to you every day. I cannot do stuff with you. Right? So you have to be intentional about who you expose yourself to, what you expose yourself to, even on social media, everywhere. You have to be intentional about who you listen to, who speaks over your life, who inspires you. You've got to be intentional. Don't allow just anybody in your inner space. I'm not talking about energy or vibrations or any of those at all with this one. I'm not. But that is something you have to bear in mind. It's extremely important because you want to guard everything around you. We are in creation mode right now. We are in creation mode. You do not need any distractions. You cannot afford it. You cannot afford it. Any distractions? No, you can't. And if people call you crazy, you actually want them to call you crazy because you are in the company of the greats. Do you know how many great people they called crazy? If they call me crazy, oh yeah, I am crazy. Yes, I am. I love it. Right, so I think that is it for the talk. Now it's time to go and create. Woo! It's time to go and create our vision board. All right, so I'm seeing some messages here. I'm just seeing Katie's post. Boom! You are a brave girl. You're doing online dating. Boom! I'm not ready for that. That's awesome, Katie. That's awesome. Okay, that's great, Lorraine. Yes, you've got to be careful who you listen to. I dream big and I dream big. It's my life after all. No, you cannot have any distractions. Inspired, that's right. Awesome. Okie dokie. So let us create our vision board. Let us do it. So it's time to get to work now. And I will share, like I said, I will share my own vision board stuff with you so you understand what it is that I want to accomplish in 2018. So for those who came on earlier, I shared this with you. This is my number one goal for 2018, a loving relationship. When I look at this picture, that's what it depicts. That's what it means to me, a loving relationship, right? So that's my number one. It goes in the center of my vision board. And I saw this picture and I thought, my goodness, wouldn't it be amazing to just spend a weekend away with my guy? Don't you think so? Oh, so I have that. Now, another thing that is important to me is happiness. So in the group, I shared this rotating mantra thing. Remember that thing I shared in the group that said you take a screenshot of, take a screenshot of what is it saying? And interestingly, when I did mine, it told me abundance in happiness, abundance in finances, abundance in love. Those were the three things I was focusing on in 2018. Anyway, right? So it just confirmed what I was focusing on. Guys, that was law of attraction working right there. It just confirmed it. So I saw this picture. I thought this just looks like a happy group of people. Don't you think so? Yeah? Just all jumping for joy. So I have that. Of course, it's a life of abundance for me. Let the money roll in. Boom. So another thing that is important, this picture tells me, just shows me a lady who is just living in pure happiness, right? So I got that. Another thing that is important for me is, like I said, is being able to give back, living a life of impact, right? Living a life of impact. And I was sharing earlier that if I can't help you, if I don't achieve my dreams, my goals, my vision, then I'm useless to you. What's the point, right? And so I decided that 2018 is going to be the year that I start doing, not just talking. So I've had dreams of really giving back and, just helping people that are not as whatever, maybe the poor, the needy, the homeless, just doing something. Can I just be real? For those of us that are Christians on here and we go to church and we pray, enough praying, right? We've prayed enough. It's time to do. It's time to do something. It's time to do. So you see a homeless person on your street. Go buy that homeless person a pair of socks. Go buy that homeless person food, lunch for that day. Don't give them money because a lot of them don't spend the money on the right stuff. But buy them something. Do something. So I saw this and I wrote it. A life without impact and contribution is a very empty life. So use your life to make the world better. So that's another one for me in 2018. There's another one. I always wondered why somebody didn't do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody. I always wondered why somebody didn't do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody. Look in the mirror. So I got that. This talks to me. I want to be a helping hand to somebody, to a lot of people in 2018. This speaks to me. So I got that. So I was talking about wealth, right? When I look at this picture, I see wealth, I see affluence. This is inside a private jet. I don't want to own a private jet, but maybe I will, I don't know. But that talks about, to me, that's affluence, right? So that's what it means to me. When I look at that, I get the feeling of wealth, of affluence. I went to print out mural. I actually printed out all this. I saw them on the internet and printed and then cut them out. To me, oh my goodness, look at that. That is overlooking the deep blue sea somewhere. My God, whoo! That is also wealth to me, right? It could mean wealth. It could mean, the love of my life being with him somewhere. I don't know, whatever. I look at this also speaks wealth to me as well. Wealth. That also speaks wealth to me. Oh, for those who know me, you must have heard me say Bora Bora a few times. Bora Bora. Right, 2018 is the year I go to Bora Bora. And I'm intentional about it. I will visit Bora Bora. It's going on my board. When I look at this picture, I see affluence as well. Wealth. Yeah. Oh, and also I want a new car in 2018. So I've never been one with, that wants a particular dream car or all of those things. I'm not like that. I'm not, I don't even know what cars there are. Bentley, I don't even know. But recently I came across Tesla. And I thought in my mind, I thought Teslas would be cheap, right? I don't even know what I was thinking. So I went to a shopping mall last week, and there was a Tesla store there. So they had 2 Teslas there. So I just walked in and said, how much are those Teslas? And the guy looked at me, I was like, huh? I said, yeah, how much is a Tesla? And he said, they start from 65,000 pounds. I said, what? I said, what? 65,000 pounds for Tesla. I said, okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get me a Tesla. That is the exterior. That is the interior. Tesla. Lisa, did I sit? No, I didn't. No, I have to go back and sit in it and I have to get me a jar, right? I have to get me a jar and scoop up the air in the car. Yes, I have to. They're going to think I'm mad. Right. So those are my pictures. So it's time to create it. And so ladies, so this is, for those who joined earlier, this was my last vision board. So now I'm going to take this out and then start arranging my pictures for this year. So guys, whilst we're doing that, so this is the time to get to work. So get your board out, start cutting out, start sticking. I have a playlist I've created for the time right now that we're working. So that will be playing as we are doing our vision board. If anybody has any questions, you can ask. But this is the time to get to work. This is a time to create. Create it. Create. All right, let's do this.